Hey guys, it's Steve for CollectorMania, here doing just a really quick run through of my Morph and Commander deck. This is my Jhoira of the Ghitu, so let's get into it here. We've got Jhoira, of course, as the commander. As you'll notice, it's not the new artwork card. I kind of left my deck at home this morning, so we kind of had to slap this together real quick. We've got a Ralzarek, good Planeswalker. Got a Chandra Flamecaller, another awesome Planeswalker, my favorite iteration of Chandra. Got a Riff Elemental, awesome with this deck. Really good at removing time counters and then swinging for a lot of damage. Augur Bolus, Jhoira Time Bug, really cool card. Got a Thermal Alchemist, lots of instants and sorceries in the deck. Goblin Electromancer, Young Pyromancer, a Nivix Cyclops, Gutter Snipe, Jorian Rune Diver, Spellheart Chimera. Of course, we tried to keep as many cards from the original deck list in here as we could. Got a Solemn Simulacrum, a little bit of ramp. Shivan Sandmage, really good for adding some counters to things and removing counters to things as well. Got a Silent Arbiter, trying to limit the attacks from the Might deck. Tolerant Sky Summoner, great at making tokens. Got a Nimbus of Frost, Aeon Chronicler, Prognostic Sphinx, Peregrine Drake, Mole Drifter, Knuckle Leaf, great for getting back a lot of those instants and sorceries that are in the graveyard. Sage Eye Avengers, Charmbreaker Devils, pretty similar to the Knuckle Leaf. Really cool card. I really enjoy playing this card in Commander, especially if you can somehow make a copy of it. Just awesome. Got a Scourge of the Fleets, a little bit of a way to kind of send back a bunch of creatures that generally you're not too worried about, but your opponent really is. Got a Bedlam Reveler. Usually can cast this guy pretty early because of, the graveyard. We've got the Unspeakable. Of course, the Mind deck for the original deck lists were, pretty big on getting this guy out pretty fast. I would definitely like to play this guy too. Probably should have thought about adding a little bit more arcane synergy in here, but yeah. We've got a Deep Sea Kraken, Illusionist Bracers, key with Jhoira. Paradox Haze, same thing, really key with Jhoira. Confiscate, really good at taking something of your opponents that they really don't want you to have. Turn and Burn, good removal. Reach Through the Mists, kind of just cantrippy. Quicken. Izzet Charm, Fury Charm, Desperate Ritual, a Negate, Snap, Anticipate, Peer Through the Depths, Into the Royal, great when you cast it for its kicker. Sift Through Sands, Wild Ricochet, great at copying your own spells, especially if you suspend something really big and then are able to just make a copy of it. And I don't know, I've done so much with this card in EDH, it's just awesome. Grab the Reins, grabbing your opponent's creatures and swinging at them with it. Essence Backlash, really cool counterspell, especially if they're casting some bigger creatures. I know I've done upwards of 10 damage to people in EDH, when they try and cast like Blightsteel and all that stuff. Got a Desertion. Decided not to go with Cyclonic Rift in this one. I know, probably a mistake. We've got a Firemind's Foresight, Wheel of Fate, an Earthquake, a little bit early kind of board wipe, Grape Shot, Rift Bolt, Shreds of Sanity. I've already said this a million times, but I really like getting things, especially spells, out of my graveyard. Got a Plunder, a Shivan Meteor, Temporal Fissure, Spelltwine, one of my favorite cards in EDH, again. This card, especially in a multiplayer scenario, can be really, really good. Just pick and choose what you want out of your graveyard and then pick, something out of somebody else's graveyard. Usually it can be super impactful. Got a Mind's Desire. Obviously you're trying to get a super high storm count, as you are with all these storm cards. Saheeli's Artistry, Temporal Mastery, take extra turns. Beacon of Tomorrows, more extra turns. Clone Legion, I was a little down on this card, but now that I've played with it a few times, it's pretty cool. I like this card a lot. Might have to actually make it into some of my other EDH decks. And let's see, I've got, I think, only 3 non-basic lands here. Kind of went budgety that way. So I've got a Is It Guildgate, a Swiftwater Cliffs, and a Blighted Cataract. And the rest, I believe, are just islands and mountains. Yeah, there we go. So by now, the gameplay footage is probably up there, and you may have seen it. I just want to take a second here and kind of talk about that. It's definitely an idea we're kind of playing around with. The series, as you've already heard, is called Morph into Commander. We're really going to try and do this anytime any kind of like supplemental product comes out, like the dual decks or maybe even Arch Enemy, depending on what comes in there. Really, the idea is just to kind of, have a fresh spin on products that come out for people that, open it and it's just like, well, now I have it and I've played with it, casually with my friends a few times. What do I do with it now? And I've always thought of, just turning those things into EDH decks is usually a lot of fun, and EDH being definitely my favorite format. It definitely has influenced this a lot. So hopefully in the future we'll see you guys again, with some really cool deck techs. We're going to try some other stuff too. And as always, just like, favorite, and subscribe, and leave us some comments. Tell us what we're doing right and tell us what you'd like us to work on. We'll try and get these deck lists up on Tapped Out as well. That way, if you really like what you see, you can kind of copy it and maybe do your own spin on it. But anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.